Okay. So we say 4 times 2, which is 8, and then 8 times x, which is 8x. Okay, because these all only have one piece on every side, this is truly cross multiply and divide. Anything after 2 pieces is not going to be. Okay, so we cross multiplied and then we're going to divide by 8. So we're going to get x equals 1. Okay, number 3. Again, what I mean by that, there's 1x, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 6. Okay, there's one piece on every row. Okay, so you're gonna cross multiply. So 6 times x is 6x. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, and then we're gonna divide by 6. What is 15 divided by 6?
15 over 6 is the answer, correct?
2.5.
Well, hit the SD button.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It's not.
No, it's not, because it can only be divided by 3. So it would be 5 over 3, right? 5 over 2. 5 over 2. 5 over 2. Okay.
So 5 over 2. So when you guys type in that 15 divided by 6 on the calculator, if you do a decimal, you're going to hit the SD button. But if you don't, it's going to reduce that fraction for you. Okay, so that way, because some of you guys are, the fractions ain't for you, which is totally fine. I don't go with that old school math and they're like, you can't use a calculator, you're going to have a calculator your entire life. Okay, if you have a phone, you're going to have a calculator. Okay, so those were all one step, truly cross multiply and divide. Okay, when we get to number 5 is when we started yesterday, that extra thing. Okay, so you can see here that this has 2 pieces here, and so it's still, you're gonna cross multiply and you're gonna divide eventually. Okay, but there's extra steps added into that. Okay, so, and I'll do this one the slowish way. Okay, so when we cross multiply this, it's really going to become 5 times x minus 2. Okay, so essentially you're still cross multiplying, but that 5 needs to go to every piece over there. So it's going to be 5x minus 10 equals, and we're going to cross multiply this other side. So 7 times 2, which is 14. Okay, and then what needs moved? The 10's going to need moved, so we're going to say plus 10, plus 10. So I got 5x equals 24. And our last step is to do what?
5.
Divide by 5. And what is 24 over 5? 24 over 5. And again, when you type in 24 divided by 5 on your calculator, it'll reduce that fraction for you if needed. Okay? Okay, so on this one, we're going to take the 6. So we're going to say 6 times n. It's going to be 6n. 6 times 5. It's going to be 30. Equals 8 times 4. 32. Okay, then what needs moved?
30.
The 30 needs moved, so we're going to say minus 30 from both sides. So I got 6n equals 2. And then what? Divide by 6. What is 2 divided by 6? 1 over 3. Okay, number 9, I got 3 times n, it's 3n, 3 times 5 is 15, equals, the other side is gonna be 4 times 5, which is 20. Hey, don't, my camera's on. Okay, and then we're gonna say minus 15 on both sides, and I got 3n equals 5. Then what needs done? What? What is 5 over 3? 5 divided by 3?
5 over 3.
It's still 5 over 3. Okay, number 11, I got 6 times 6 is 36, and then 3 times v is 3b, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and then we're going to minus 12 from both sides. So 24. 24 equals 3v. Then what?
Divided by 3.
Divide by 3. What is 24 divided by 3? 8.
So it'd be 8 over 1. No?
Oh, 8 and 8.
Oh, wait, oh yeah, 8 over 1 is already 8.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so 1 through 12 are these two-step, okay? So the first step, it's more than two-step, but really when you're looking at it, okay, from the equation step point, okay, our first step was to subtract 12, and the last step was to divide, okay? So once we get past that, and this is all stuff that we did yesterday, okay? Once we get past that, we notice that you have two sets of variables really going on, okay? So I have this first x up here, and then I have an x plus 7 here. Whereas before, only one of these guys had an x somewhere, okay? And so the steps really are not changing that much. So you're still going to cross multiply, okay? So 7 times x is going to be 7x. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 7 is 21. Right? Here's where you're going to see a little bit of the difference, okay? And it's letters go to the left, numbers go to the right. So what needs moved?
3x.
The 3x. Okay, so 7 minus 3 is going to be 4x equals 21. Then what? Divide by 4. What is 21 divided by 4?
Yeah.
Is it still 21 over 4? Okay, so 15, I got 7 times r, 7r. 7 times 1 is 7, equals 3 times r. Okay, what needs moved?
7. Or no,
Which 7?
7r.
Okay, so here's where you're going to see some differences. Now, I always say letters go to the left, numbers go to the right. So that way you always end up with your letter by itself on the left side.
So the 3R needs.
Okay, so the 3R, doing my method, yes, you would need to move the 3R. However, that does create some more work. Okay, so there are two ways to do this, and I'm gonna do it both ways. You don't need to, just so you can see. So if we would do it my way, the letters need to go to the left, and then the numbers need to go to the right, okay? And he would be left over here on his own because there's no other number to put him with, okay? So these ones are gonna cancel, so I'm gonna get 4R equals -7, and then divide by 4, which is still gonna be -7/4, okay? Doing it the other way is just by putting the letters together on one side and the numbers together on another side. So you could subtract the 7R. And that's all that would be required. Okay, so it is a lot less work. But some of you guys need that repetition. You need to know that the letters go to the left and the numbers go to the right. So whatever way that you choose to do it, it doesn't matter. You're gonna end up with the same answer. It just may be in a different form. My R may be over here, or my R may be over here, okay? So if the letter's going to the left works for you, absolutely, have at it. Okay, the reason, though, there is a method to my madness. The reason that I do that is because as soon as we get to inequalities, which I want to say is maybe next week, you're almost gonna need the letter on the left in order for the other hacks that teachers have, like, pounded in your head about the alligator mouth, right? I don't want to say you've been lied to, but people say, oh, well, it points in this direction because no, it doesn't. It points in that direction because of where the letter is located, not because of what's actually happening. So that is why I say letters to the left and numbers to the right, okay? So I'm always going to do letters to the left and numbers to the right, just so we're perfectly clear, even though it's sometimes and more work, okay? Because I can't break you of 10 years worth of habits of what other math teachers have been teaching you. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. Okay, so for 17, I got 3 times x is 3x. Then I got 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 3 is gonna be 18. What the heck? What's wrong with mine?
Is they using R instead of X?
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. Okay, so again, I'm gonna move letters to the left and numbers to the right, so I'm gonna subtract 6x. I got -3x. Oh my gosh, I wrote R again. Equals -18. Okay, and then I'm gonna divide by -3. So I'm gonna get x equals 6. But you have the other one too.
Yeah, I still have that one.
Okay, 19, I got 2 times n is 2n. Then I got 4 times n is 4n, and 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, and again, I'm going to move my letters to the left and the numbers to the right. So I got -2n equals 8. And then I'm going to divide by -2. So I've got n equals -4. Okay, you guys have the other 10 to do on your own. Okay, the front is definitely easier than the back, right? It's less work. Get yours done and then